Year 2024, and another American election is right around the corner. If you know anything about American politics, then you probably know that it's the most divisive topic in all of human history, next to being a Sonic fan. So I thought I'd combine the world's two most divisive topics into one and explore the political leanings of every Sonic the Hedgehog character I can think of. For those unaware, the political compass is a spectrum that measures someone's political leanings based on two factors: how much they value authority versus how much they value freedom, and how much they value themselves or their group versus how much they value society as a whole. Those that find authority more important than freedom are known as authoritarian, and those that find freedom more important are libertarian. Under most definitions, those that value themselves or their group over society as a whole are considered right wing, and those that value society over themselves and their group are considered left wing. With these definitions in mind, let's get to analyzing each individual Sonic character in terms of their political leanings and see who they'd most likely vote for in this upcoming election. To get my personal bias out of the way, I consider myself to be a conservative, so I do lean slightly to the right and for the most part am neither authoritarian nor libertarian. With that out of the way, let's start with Sonic himself. Sonic, being the main character of his own franchise, can easily be connected with its main themes, and while not necessarily intended to be political in nature, these themes definitely convey a left-wing libertarian vibe. Sonic is constantly fighting against Eggman, who seeks to establish a superior race of robots and conquer Earth. And as I'll get into later, I see Eggman as radically right authoritarian. Sonic himself seeks to protect mainly two things: the environment and freedom. Sonic is an enjoyer of freedom himself, meant to describe him as a free spirit that can't be tamed. He's broken out of confinement on multiple occasions in Sonic Adventure 2 alone, going so far as to defy the government for the near entirety of that game. Sonic's view of GUN is most likely that it's a necessary evil to protect Earth and its people, but would likely rather have them not exist, as Sonic and his friends do more than a well enough job of protecting Earth on their own. Sonic has a healthy level of skepticism toward the government, a love of freedom, and a desire to protect humanity as a whole, so I feel relatively comfortable identifying Sonic as a left-wing libertarian and feel that he would most likely vote for either Robert F. Kennedy or Cornel West in America's upcoming election. Next is Eggman, who in a political sense is the perfect rival to Sonic, as he desires control over the entire planet, saying his own intellect is making him superior to Sonic and his friends as well as humanity in general. He also desires to establish a superior race of robots to serve him and control the rest of the world. I don't think I need to go into further detail as to how I could place Eggman in the far corner of the right authoritarian quadrant, and he'd most likely vote for himself in any democratic election. After Eggman, we have Tails, a character of similar intellect. Like Eggman, Tails has quite the interest in science and computers, but also like Sonic, he also seeks to protect Earth and its people. America is one of the leading countries in the world when it comes to technology, and legislation passed under both Donald Trump and Joe Biden have sought to expand America's technological advances, as well as regulate advances such as artificial intelligence that raise moral and legal concerns. Hill's probably made something that would be against the law in the US, and I can imagine he would likely seek permission to continue to pursue those technological interests of his, likely winning him deals with American national security agencies. Hale seems like the perfect character to be our first right-wing libertarian and would likely vote for either Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Then there's Knuckles, a descendant of a near-extinct tribe of echidnas who sought conquest and power. And Knuckles seems to value his heritage quite well, moving him toward the right, but also seeks to protect the world at large, moving him toward the left. For the most part, though, Knuckles is a guardian of his own territory, Angel Island, as well as the inhabitants of that territory. It's quite hard to place Knuckles as strictly left wing or right wing. It's also quite hard to place him as libertarian or authoritarian, so for the purpose of this list, Knuckles will be our first centrist. However, it's worth noting that Knuckles does display quite a few conservative traits, as well as patriotism toward his heritage, so he will be the first character that I would specifically predict to vote for Donald Trump. After Knuckles, we start with our first female character on this list, Amy Rose. Amy seeks to show her kindness and compassion to all that deserve it, showing a tendency toward the collective, and also seeks to protect the world and its freedom alongside Sonic and his other friends. As shown in Sonic Adventure, whenever she's not constantly drooling and simping over Sonic, she seeks independence from him and wants to prove her own value as a person. This, in my opinion, places her in about the same political group as Sonic, as a left-wing libertarian that would most likely vote for either Joe Biden or Cornel West. Speaking of female characters and libertarian tendencies, Styx the Badger is probably best known for hating anything that has to do with the government, and tends to be the conspiracy theorist of the group. He also hates pretty much anything that has to do with technology, and if you've watched the Sonic Boom TV series in capacity, you probably have a general idea of what I'm getting at. Nothing about her, though, sticks out to me as particularly left-leaning or right-leaning, so Styx will be a center libertarian, and given how much she hates government, I doubt she'd be voting for anyone. That's all the Sonic characters I could think to categorize politically for right now, but do let me know if you'd like to see me list off some more. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please press the like button below, and if you want to see more content like this, do subscribe to the channel. To see discussion videos at least 24 hours early, you can also join my channel for just 99 cents a month. And with all that out of the way, stay safe, stay cool, and I hope to see you around.